The views expressed on this program do not necessarily represent those of Revive FM or its management.
Hello. Good morning and assalamu alaikum to all our listeners. You are tuned into 94.0 Revive FM. Welcome to the Unspoken Taboos by Tahreem and Hafsa. I want to start off by wishing all our listeners a happy National Kissing Day. So yes, it is an international holiday. And I just want to highlight some of the benefits kissing has. So it makes us feel happier. So research shows that when we kiss, we release chemicals to help to boost our mood. So that's interesting. Secondly, it keeps our heart happy, not just in a loving sense, but also reduces things like blood pressure. And then the third one, another interesting one, is kissing burns calories. Okay, so I'm not sure if some of you want to skip a session at the gym just for a long, passionate kiss. And finally, it can certainly reduce stress levels. And some studies have shown that people's perceived stress levels are reduced when they kiss their partner more often. And I suppose this ties in with our show today. So as we know from last week, we were discussing romance and how to keep romance alive in relationships and marriages. Now we know you all thoroughly enjoyed the show, so we thought we'll bring you a part 2 to the show, discuss this in some more detail, and maybe interview a couple to discuss some of the strategies that they use in their marriage to keep the connection and keeping that romance alive, and hopefully they can share some of their secrets. Now, so as we identified and established last week, yes, it is crucial that we keep that romance alive in our marriages, and it's important to identify your love language. Now, not everyone communicates love in the same way. And likewise, people have different ways in which they prefer to receive love. So I'm not sure, as our listeners, if you're familiar with the 5 love languages. Now, before I go into them, I think I just want to highlight that discovering you and your partner's primary love language and speaking that love language is absolutely crucial for any sort of healthy relationship or marriage, and using that as a springboard for communication. As you will be responding to each other's emotional needs. And of course, it's important for supporting each other's growth. So the first love language, words of affirmation. Now, as a love language value, verbal acknowledgements of affection, the I love you, is reminding your partner that you love them, complimenting them, their physical appearance, whether that's their, telling them how gorgeous their eyes are, or, their $1 million smile. Or if that may mean verbal encouragement. So, highlighting reminding them about their achievements and just praising them and, pushing them towards their goals, and whatever it is that they want to achieve can all certainly make a difference to someone. So that's number 1, words of affirmation. Number 2, the second love language, quality time. People whose love language is quality time feel the most adored when their partner actively wants to spend some time with them, whether that means engaging in deep, meaningful conversations, doing recreational activities together, and just chilling out, having chill out time together. So yes, the quality time definitely is important for some. Third love language is acts of services. Now, that can mean, if that means you bring breakfast to your partner's bed, it's certainly a treat for them. Or whether that means you decide to help out with household chores, cooking, a bit of laundry, running their errands, whatever that may be. If that, if it helps them out, it helps them out. And if they feel appreciated, I'm sure they will. So that's one. Another one is gifts. Now, yes, gifts are important to some, and I don't mean this in terms of just monetary value. Sometimes, some items of gifts can be a symbol of their love. Yes, that could be interesting. It could be anything from small gifts to, the fancy gifts or whatever that may be. It's different. It varies from one individual to another. And the final love language is physical touch, right? So as we established last week, affection is important and can act as a strong emotional connector for some people. As we know, the oxytocin levels are released in someone. So yes, the affection, the hugging, the kissing, the massages, if that means more, intimacy or whatever that may be. So yeah, those are the 5 languages of love. So yeah, I think we will explore this a little bit further, as we know that one of the most significant indicators of a successful relationship is your ability to connect with your partner on multiple levels. So if you are trying to express your love in a love language that your partner doesn't quite relate to, then you probably are likely to disconnect, or the romance is likely to fizzle out over some time. So yeah, Tahreem, anything you'd like to add to love languages?
Wait, is my mic switched on? Oh, there's lots I can add, but maybe we'll just hold off on that for a little while, because I'm really intrigued by the 5 that you just mentioned. And maybe we can talk about each one in a little bit more detail.
Yes, definitely.
Should we play a nasheed or something?
Yeah, we could do it. Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed listening to the 5 love languages. We're going to play you a short nasheed. I will be back soon. So yeah, stay tuned.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk or contact our sales team now on 07944 565616. That's 07944 565616. Advertise with Revive FM.
Turkish Kitchen. The best Turkish food you'll ever taste. We only use the highest quality meat. Along with our mixed grill platters, we serve cold mezes, hot mezes, lahmacun, and a wide selection of fish options. To order for delivery or collection, call us now on 0208 507 8822. That's 0208 507 8822. Or visit us at 41 Ripple Road, Barking, IG11 7NT. We can also take group bookings and take care of all your party needs. The Turkish Kitchen, Barking.
Need your tyres checked? Have a flat or a nail in your tyre? Don't panic. Visit B1 Tyres. Our professional and friendly team will have you back on the road in no time. We stock over 3,000 tyres and have some of the best prices in town. Wheel alignment, alloy gaiters, and wheel refurbs are just some of the services that we offer. So call us on 0203 875 3525 or visit us at B1 Tyres, Unit B, 43 to 49 Fowler Road in Hainault. B1 Tyres, the garage you can trust.
दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी तकसीम खुराक मुहिम कुर्बानी का हिस्सा बने। भूख करोड़ों अफराद की जान ले लेती है। इस ईद पर मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन को दी गई कुर्बानी से जिंदगियां बचाएं। सिर्फ 40 पाउंड सिर्फ कुर्बानी में हिस्सा डालें। इसके साथ ईद का तोहफा भी शामिल करें। इस साल ईद कुर्बान सिर्फ मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन के साथ। अभी कॉल मिला 0300 3030 777 या विजिट करें minhajwelfare.org.
Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences provides quality Islamic education for children aged between 5 and 15 years old. As well as teaching classical Islam including Tajweed, Fiqh, Seerah and Aqidah, we endeavour to equip children with essential Islamic manners, morals and values. Here at MSIS, our experienced teachers create an inspirational learning environment where we strive to cater for the needs of every child. For enrolment inquiries, inquire in person at Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences, Monday to Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. at 292-296 Romford Road, or email admin.edu_London@minhajuk.org.
Does your pizza excite you? The London Pizza Depot invites you on a journey with our worldwide inspired pizzas. To the smoke and jerk drums of Jamaica, to savor the Caribbean hot, to sunny California, to enjoy the greatest invention, the Cali cheeseburger. Transport yourself with every bite. Our authentically prepared hand-stretched dough, freshly diced veg, finest cuts of halal meat, and our 100% mozzarella cheese ensures the delivery of a masterpiece every time. Visit www.londonpizzadepot.co.uk or our branches in Ilford or Plaistow. Now you can enjoy buy one pizza, get one free every Tuesday. T's and C's apply.
Thinking of selling or letting your property? Need someone reliable to find the best prospect for your home? Well, look no further. Cameron Adams is here to take care of all your needs. Our professional and experienced team will guide you through the entire process and ensure you find the right client for your property. For a no obligation quotation, contact us now on 0208 558 2000. That's 0208 558 2000. Or visit us at 30 Church Lane in Leytonstone. Cameron Adams, always at your service.
Every beat of my heart says Allah, Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah, Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah. Every breath of my soul sings Allah, Allah. Every breath of my soul sings Allah. Day and night we try to remember Him. Day and night we try to remember Him. Every moment of our lives, Allah, Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah. Glory to you, oh Allah, endless praises for you, Allah. The whole of creation affirms your greatness, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Every atom striking Allah, Allah, angels praising Allah, Allah, birds singing Allah, Allah, winds whistling Allah, Allah. We bear witness Allah, Allah, at dawn and dusk Allah, Allah. Every moment of our lives Allah, Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah, Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah, Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah. Every breath of my soul sings Allah, Allah. Every breath of my soul sings Allah. Day and night we try to remember Him. Day and night we try to remember Him. Every moment of our lives Allah, Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah. You are the master of all the world. You said be and gave us existence. To you return one day when nothing remains except for you. We are beggars knocking at your door. Grant us your mercy and favors, in need of your blessings and protection. Provide us with your sustenance. We plead through Muhammad al-Mustafa to be of those with happiness on the path of Sirat al-Mustaqim. Every beat of my heart says Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah, Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah, Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah. Every breath of my soul sings Allah, Allah. Every breath of my soul sings Allah. Day and night we try to remember Him. Day and night we try to remember Him. Every moment of our lives Allah, Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah, Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah, Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah. Every breath of my soul sings Allah, Allah. Every breath of my soul sings Allah. Day and night we try to remember Him. Day and night we try to remember Him. Every moment of our lives Allah, Allah. Every beat of my heart says Allah.
Revive FM
4.0 on radio,
on your mobile
and online.
Hello, welcome back everyone. You're listening to Tahreem and Hafsa with the Unspoken Taboos on Revive FM 94.0. Sorry, the studio number is 0333 440 0940. And we're talking about romance. We're talking about romance in a marriage, how to maintain it. We've got a lovely young couple coming up who's actually going to have a conversation with us and talk to us about how they maintain the romance in their marriage and, you know, the kind of struggles they face as a young couple. But at the same time, I'd love to hear from all of you guys out there that are listening. Like I said, the number is 0333 0940. Just give us a call, pick up the phone, and tell me if you are married, how long have you been married for, and how has that been going for you? You know, is it going good, or have you had a tough time? And how have you overcome that tough time? And more importantly, throughout your struggles, throughout your highs, and throughout your lows, how have you and your husband, or how have you and your wife managed to keep that fire alive and keep that romance in place throughout those years of marriage? So Hafsa, what do you think? Like, I know you were speaking about the 5 languages of love a minute ago.
Absolutely, yes. I think it's important that couples identify and discover their partner's primary love language. What is it that your partner responds to? Whether that's through praise, physical touch, gifts, acts of services, it's different. And you know what? There's always one language that speaks out the most for everyone. So it's just about identifying, understanding, and communicating this to your partner. Like, you know what? To respond to our emotional needs and help us both grow and flourish in our relationship, I need whatever that is. Yeah, I think it's just important that couples be able to communicate.
So turning back on the conversation we had last week, where we were talking about communication being a very important part of a relationship, respect, being honest, being loyal, and really just in any kind of hurt or feelings you may have, rather than sleeping on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
letting that grow.
Definitely, it just helps manage those expectations and avoid potential issues that you may arise in a marriage or a relationship. And you know what? Everyone has the right to be loved, of course. Yeah, have the right to be loved and right to, you know, give love. Why not? If you're in a marriage, and it's just like exploring between one another. I don't know if it's a case of just sitting down having a conversation. It might take a little while. I mean, experimenting. Like, okay, what works for you? This or is it that? But I think it's definitely important that you do this before the marriage. It's just so you can start on a good note, have a good foundation to your.
So going back to your love languages that you were talking about, I'm very intrigued because you said something a minute ago. There's a love language quiz for singles, and I'm really intrigued. So I'm going to get you to do it, and I'm going to get you to do it on me.
Right.
See, you know what my love language is. Maybe I'm going to learn something new today.
Okay, let's start with the question. The love language quiz. Okay. Question. I'm just bringing up. Okay, so I've got it. Here we go. Okay, yes. Question number 1. Is it more meaningful to you when someone sends you a text, a note, or an email for no special reason, or would you prefer to have a hug from someone?
Oh, that's it depends, doesn't it? Where that person is. I mean, if they're within a close intimacy, I'd much rather have a cuddle. But I mean, if it's my husband and we live together and he's at work, then yeah, I'd love to sit in the middle
to choose one to have. So I suppose this comes back to that. It needs to remind you of the 5 love languages. It's like the physical touch, which is that she enjoys, affection or hugging someone. The words of affirmation there. She needs compliments, praise, verbal encouragement, and I love the hug. You go for the hug. Oh, very interesting. You go for the hug. So it's more meaningful to you when you spend a long time with someone you love, or when someone does something practical to help you out.
I'm a very practical person.
Okay, so acts of services. Okay.
I'd rather that,
the dishes were washed, or breakfast brought to bed. Okay. Right. Question number 3. Okay, it's more meaningful to you when someone gives you a little gift as a token of your love and concern for one another, or you get some uninterrupted leisure time with the one you love.
Well, uninterrupted leisure time, yeah.
Okay, so quality time, interesting. Okay. It's more meaningful to you when someone you love does something unexpected to help you out for a project, or you can share an instant touch with someone you love.
Unexpected. Okay, so again, acts of services. Interesting. Okay. It's more meaningful to you when someone you love puts their arms around you in public, showing affection, or when someone surprises you with a gift. Arms around in public. Okay, so the affection. Okay. It's more meaningful to you when someone you love, when you're around someone, just being around them and not really doing anything, or someone being around someone that you're comfortable with, holding hands, putting your arm around them.
I'm just happy to be around them.
Without you don't have to have their affection.
Touchy business now.
Okay, interesting. It's more meaningful to you when you receive a gift from someone you love, or you hear someone say, "I love you."
Yes.
The words of affirmation, definitely the whole foundation. It's more meaningful to you when you sit close to someone you love, or you're complimented by someone you love for no apparent reason.
Complimented.
It's more meaningful to you when you get a chance to just hang out with someone you love, or you unexpectedly get small gifts from the source.
The same questions, dude. What are you doing? Just repeating them. Okay.
I'm just going to
hang out with the person I love and just get random.
Okay, so at least I go out and we're not buying your presents. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's kind of the quiz.
So, is my love language? I'm curious.
I'm curious too. It doesn't actually say, but I think you're more. Yeah, that's all. You make me answer all these questions. But from what you said, I think it sounds like you're less of an affection person, you're more about acts of services.
I'm practical. I think love doesn't have to be full of PDA and affection. I think the time and place. I'm not about that life, you're constantly hugging and touching. I really need to prove to the world that I love this guy, I really love him. So if that love is between us, is sacred between us, and it's an understanding that two souls have with each other. I can look into his eyes and you can look into my eyes and know that there's love there. Why does that love need to be a part?
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's what works for you and your partner, then why not? That's interesting. Okay, my turn. You can now quiz me. Okay, fine.
So what is more meaningful to you, basically? That's the question, isn't it? And I'm going to choose now and you choose whichever. When somebody sends you a text telling you they love you, like some sort of confirmation like that, or when you have somebody you love.
I don't know, for me, they both hold equal value, but if I really had to choose one, I think it'd be either receiving a text or a message or email from someone to me.
Okay, I can spend a long time with somebody I love, just the two of us, or someone I love does something practical to help me out.
No, I think I'd like to just spend spending time. Quality time with someone I love, definitely.
Yeah, someone I love gives me a little gift, it's something that I love, or I get to spend uninterrupted leisure time with the person I love.
No, definitely uninterrupted leisure time, I'm more about quality time and just engaging in really deep, meaningful conversations.
Yeah, someone I love does something unexpected for me to help me with a project, or I can share an innocent touch with somebody I love.
Sharing the innocent touch, definitely, yeah.
Someone I love puts their arm around me in public, someone I love surprises me with a gift.
Arm around me in public, definitely. I'm more of an affectionate person. I need affection. I'm actually shown affection and I'm shown to the world. That's me.
I'm around somebody I love, even if we're not really doing anything special. I can be comfortable holding hands, I will put my arm around someone I love.
I think the first one, but hanging on the moment and the high five, close.
Well, I think giving someone I love, I hear from someone I love that they love me.
Being told, I need to be told.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone who thought I sit close to somebody I love, or I'm complimented by someone I love from the
complimented.
It's not meaningful to me. I get the chance to just say, hang out with somebody I love, or I'm unexpected to get small gifts from someone I love.
Just hanging out, enjoying out with everyone.
I hear someone say, I love you. I hear someone I love tell me I'm proud of you, or if I'm involved in someone I love helps me with the task.
Oh no, I need to reach out. I love it if someone told me I'm proud of me. I think it helps me more with my achievement. Yeah, it helps me with that self-worth, confidence, feeds into all that.
So, I'm touched. Okay, it's more meaningful to me when I get to do things with someone I love, or I hear supportive words from someone I love.
Supportive words, definitely. Very encouraging. Yeah, I need that.
It's more meaningful to me when someone I love does things for me instead of just talking about doing nice things. Or I feel connected to somebody I love through a hug. It's the time.
Yeah. Because I think I'm cross between the affection and the words of affirmation. I think it's hard to choose. I don't actually want to hold more value, and I think honestly, that's a hard one. The first one then.
It's more equal to me when I hear praise from someone I love, or someone I love gives me something that shows they were really thinking about me.
Praise. Really praise.
It's something for when I'm able to just be around somebody I love, or I get a back rub from someone I love.
Oh, back rub, yeah. I need to
someone I love reacts positively to something I've accomplished, or someone I love does something for me that I know they don't particularly enjoy.
I think the first one, yeah.
It's more meaningful to me when I'm able to be in close physical proximity to someone I love, or I sense someone I love showing interest in the things I care about.
Yeah, no, I think the second one, because as well as receiving it, I'm something it's what to give as well. I like to give, not just take.
Good on you. Someone I love works on special projects with me that I have to complete, or someone I love gives me an exciting gift.
I think we'll start off with exciting gifts. Yeah. Well, time I do like exciting gifts.
To me when I'm complimented by someone I love, my parents, or someone I love takes the time to listen to me and really understand my feelings.
Oh. I think I'll go with the last thing. There's someone who really tries to understand.
Okay. I appreciate meaningful touch in public with someone I love. Someone I love offers to run errands for me.
No, the first time definitely meaningful touch in public, yeah.
Someone I love does something special for me to help me out, or I get a gift that someone I love put thoughts into choosing.
Yeah, so that's an interesting one. If it's a meaningful gift where a lot of thought has gone into it, then I'd appreciate that. I think I'm on that, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Someone I love doesn't check their phone while we're talking with each other, or someone I love goes out of their way to do something that really is special on me.
Definitely number two, so I'll do the first one also.
Meaningful, I can look forward to a holiday because I come to get a gift from someone I love, or I hear the words, I appreciate you from someone I love.
I appreciate you, yeah. I need the words of affirmation, yeah.
Okay. Someone I love and haven't seen in a while, things enough for me to give me a little gift. Someone I love takes care of something I'm responsible to do, but I feel too stressed to do it.
Oh, the second one, I think, yeah. Someone really thinking about easy, that's the pressure of me in some way.
I don't really a bit too much.
But I feel I've identified, it's the words of affirmation, so whether they are a lot of value to affection, yeah, definitely too. Okay. I don't know which one is more, speaks more for me, but I think definitely have value to both of them. So I think that's what, when you identify your love language, you might not just see one, might be a cross between two, or a mixture of 2, 3, or might be all 5, and I think it's just about having that discussion with your partner and your loved one, whether that is you being in an intimate relationship, or with a friend, or a family member, whatever that may be. Remember, love languages apply to any sort of relationship.
Absolutely. Great. So, other than that, there's loads of other things that we need to talk about, right? In terms of pre-existing romance in a relationship and how that enters away as they remain married. We know people that have been married for 10 years, 20 years, 15, some people almost 50 or 100 years. And there is a concept of nesting, when couples, the children are all grown up, the kids are all grown up, the grandkids are in, the families are really good, they're all bachelors, and so I want to talk about ways in which relationships can improve romance When with an empty nest?
Yeah, with the empty nesters. I say that's important because I suppose, when you have kids, they're growing up, they get married, they have kids, you're all distracted with the family life, with your grandchildren, and sometimes that distraction may actually take the light off, things that are going on beneath, whatever that may be, we don't know. And I suppose that's when we truly realise that, okay, do you? And that's why we're surprised that a lot of people, elderly couples, then fall out of love and say, actually, it's time for divorce, because they realise that, actually, it's just the two of us, and no, I'm not in love with you, you've got one another. But that's what's important, that throughout those years, while you support each other's growth, so, you communicate. And if your needs change, because, personal growth, if you want to have love language before, your relationship started, and as time gone on, you might have, your needs might change. That's why we say it's important that you communicate this to your partner, just to keep that connection going strong.
Yeah. So, with the empty nesters, there is a syndrome called empty nest syndrome. And it's really interesting because I was reading up some research and some journals, in particular about these empty nesters who have children growing up and left, and things change, exciting as it is to have your children go to university, college, and move into their own apartment. It's a little bit nerve-wracking too. I remember what it's going to be like as my children get older, what plans to do. We have a call coming, and so I've got to show out to answer it. Let's, are we going to, what do I do? This? So we have a caller online, and we are going to bring them online and hopefully get to hear what they say. Let me put my headset on. For those of you who hear the right, you might have to put your on. Hi, who's this? Hello? I think they hung up, They definitely hung up.
Okay.
So, guys, do call us back, whoever you were, because we'd love to hear from you. As I was saying, we're talking about empty nests. And as I was saying, that when your children grow up, how do you maintain that romance? You've been married for like 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 odd years, and the kids have gone, the grandkids are in place, and the call is coming again. So what do these people do that have been married for so many years, right? And there's 6 things that they can do to ensure that their relationship continues even though the nests are empty. And I think the first and foremost would be, as you said, Hafsa, is to address existing issues that they may have put on the back burner during parenting, and when they had other struggles going on, like taking care of the elderly in their families, or maintaining a job, or medical issues, and just basically being parents, because that kind of overtakes being a married couple, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And then, I think people then sometimes neglect one another during that period.
Yeah.
But this is why it's crucial that we have,
got someone
continue.
on the phone.
We can emphasize the importance of communication in a
we
marriage.
Okay, whoever you are, call back. I can hear you, Hafsa, in the mic.
Tahreem, you put the caller on mute.
I'll take the caller back off mute in a second. They'll have to call again. So please do call again. As I said, guys, you're listening to Hafsa and Tahreem and the Unspoken Taboos on Revive FM 94.0. The studio number is 0333440940, and we're talking about maintaining romance in a relationship, in a marriage, whether you're an older couple who've been married for decades, or you're a young, fresh couple who've just recently got married. We want to talk about how you are pursuing that romance and keeping it alive. And then, we're going to talk a little bit about that empty nest as well shortly, but I'm going to play some ads and maybe a nasheed, and
stay tuned.
After that, we've got a lovely couple joining us to talk about their marriage
and sharing their secrets.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
okay,
looking forward to it. Speak to you in a bit.
Bye.
ये आयशा है। ये बहुत छोटी सी थी जब इसके वालिद का एक हादसे में इंतकाल हो गया। वो अपनी माँ और छोटे बहन भाइयों के साथ रहती है। आयशा जैसी लाखों बच्चियां जिंदगी की बुनियादी सहूलतों से बिल्कुल महरूम है। यही वजह है कि वो स्कूल भी नहीं जा सकती। मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन ने आपकी एहतियात और अपनी खिदमत दुनिया भर के यतीम और बेसहारा बच्चों के लिए वक्फ कर दी है। एक यतीम और बेसहारा बच्चे का सहारा बनिए। आज ही अतिया कीजिए। अभी कॉल मिला 0300 3030 या हमारी वेबसाइट विजिट करें www.minhajwelfare.org.
Waris Food Store, the place to go for all your meat and groceries. We stock thousands of items from fresh fruit and veg to all your favourite Ramadan food products. Based at 420 Hoe Street in Walthamstow, we can deliver anything you need right to your doorstep. Just give us a call on 0208 521 0000 and take advantage of our huge Ramadan offers. Waris Food Stores is now also available on Uber Eats.
Turkish Kitchen, the best Turkish food you'll ever taste. We only use the highest quality meat. Along with our mixed grill platters, we serve cold mezes, hot mezes, lamachin, and a wide selection of fish options. To order for delivery or collection, call us now on 0208 507 8822. That's 0208 507 8822. Or visit us at 41 Ripple Road, Barking, IG11 7NT. We can also take group bookings and take care of all your party needs. The Turkish Kitchen, Barking.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk or contact our sales team now on 07944 565616. That's 07944 565616. Advertise with Revive FM.
Everyone can now get free rapid COVID-19 tests twice a week. They show your results within 30 minutes. They also show you're doing what you can to protect your loved ones, your friends, your workmates, and that you want to keep life moving again. Around 1 in 3 people who have COVID-19 have no symptoms and are spreading it without knowing. That could be a friend, a relative, a workmate. It could even be you. Rapid tests are easy to get from nhs.uk/get tested. Let's take this next step safely.
The Career Link Project is a free employment and careers service aimed at supporting young BAME women to navigate a path towards a successful future. If you're 16 or over and currently out of work, you could receive up to 10 months of personalised one-on-one career support and skills-based training to help you secure your future. Get in touch with us today on 07862 035 511 or email us at clp@tffn.co.uk. The Career Link Project, your future in your hands.
Nikah, talaq, counseling on matrimonial disputes, Islamic wills, Islamic law of inheritance, or an Islamic verdict on any other issue. The Muslim Sharia Council is at your service. We provide official certification and our experienced and highly qualified imams are available to provide you with guidance when needed. MQI London is based at 292 to 296 Romford Road, Forest Gate. We are open from Monday to Friday 2 to 4 p.m. or alternatively call us now on 0208 257 1786.
Revive FM
94.0. On the radio.
on your mobile.
And online.
Yes. We are back. You're listening to Tahreem and Hafsa on Revive FM 94.0. And our show is called The Unspoken Taboos. So we are talking about loads of stuff that is different. That is all things romance and marriage. We're talking about how people have maintained that romance in their marriage throughout their lives. We're expecting a couple to call us shortly. And
problems connecting.
So once they are connected, we will get them back and get them to share their tips and their, how they have maintained that marriage and how they're finding it, being married young and a new couple in this generation, in this day and age, and, the struggles that they face and how they continue to keep that romance alive.
It is. It's hard. It is a lot of hard work.
Whilst they are doing that, I'm going to keep rabbiting on about what I was talking about a little while ago before the break, where I was talking about the empty nest syndrome. It's a real thing. It happens in elderly couples when they've been married for a very, very long time and the children start fleeing the nest when they've gone to college or university or gotten married or moved out of home or whatever not. So, and I was reading up on it. And it was really interesting. And the few things that I picked up on were that the one thing that you should definitely be doing is talking about any concerns you may have had or that may have been raised in the last few years of your marriage whilst you were too busy being a parent or just too busy not basically being priorities for each other. The other thing would be to open up, open up about your concerns. The other one I found really interesting was that find new ways to connect. You know, your husband and your wife, you've been together for so long, so many years, yet you may now be at a very pivotal point in your marriage where you're not connecting like you used to when you married like 20, 30 odd years ago. What was that thing that brought you together? So reconnect and find that common ground, or maybe find something new. Because, you know, maybe when you're a little bit older, you have certain criteria from each other, certain things and certain aspirations and dreams that you want to achieve. Maybe you just want to go on a world cruise, or maybe you want to pick up a new hobby. Maybe your wife wants to start running at the age of 50. So join her, go running with her every morning. Actually, funnily enough, when I was coming home, on my way home, on my way to the studio today, I drove past this couple and they were both running, and they didn't look like they were runners. But I think it was a new activity for them, and I found that really sweet and whatnot. The other thing you could do, if you're an empty nester, is go on adventures. You know, find things that you would never do normally. You know, take a trip to Peru that you've always wanted to, or go to Australia, or go, like I said, throw it yourselves into a novel environment where you can work together and learn together and continue growing as a couple, and actually, you know, really find that element of zen in your marriage, because actually you have spent the majority of your marriage just working and making it happen, haven't you? And looking after the kids, I mean, that takes a toll on your romance and your marriage in itself. What else? The other thing I read was embrace your parental role. Embrace your parental role in the sense that as much as they crave independence, the transition is going to be difficult for your now grown up kids. Take your cues from them and respond to what they are needing as best as possible. They may not need you to be there for them every evening, every night. They may not need you to be there every weekend or whatnot, but just be there for them and let them grow and be independent and find their own space, because, you know, now it's time for you to, that's right, renew your vows. Yes, really, there are a lot of vow renewals that start happening on the 25th or the 30th or the 50th wedding anniversary. It's so common. It was never that common in the BAME community.
Mm-hmm.
However, in the recent years, I have been to a couple of vow renewals, as you would say.
Oh, that's interesting.
And they're not like religious vow renewals.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a party a couple of years ago where an aunt and uncle of mine, distant family, they just said some really nice words. They just had some really nice words to say about each other. You know, mid-50s, been married 30 odd years, and they just said, you know, I promised to do this and I did this. I faltered here. They admitted their faults and they were like, well, I promised to do this until we die now.
Nice.
That was really sweet.
Yeah.
And as I was saying, they were, I think now in hindsight, doing a little bit of an analysis, were going through that empty nest syndrome. Because all of the kids had gotten married and gone and left the house. And they were on their own. And after 30 odd years of raising children, they came to face each other. And they were like, oh my God, I don't actually have to cook for another 4 people in this house, and you don't have to tell anyone off. So what are we going to do?
I think it's just about identifying throughout your marriage or relationships. Okay, you know, we're drifting apart. We don't quite connect. What is it? And sitting down, as opposed to just brushing it under the carpet. Because I mean, I think it's quite common in the South Asian BAME community. But you know, it's all fizzled out. The honeymoon period's over, and you know, this is married life, and just accepting it. That this is the way it is. And don't really think about ways and strategies to how to reconnect and rebuild and you know, start rebuilding that foundation
it's
again.
so simple, isn't it, Hafsa? But we have our lovely young couple online with us. So we're going to let them join the call and welcome to Ish and
Ishi. Hello, good morning.
Hi, Hafsa.
Thank you for coming on show. How are you? So you have Ishi and Farida, is that right?
That's right. Farida's being a mum at the moment. She should be in a couple of minutes. But yeah, I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're good. Well, thank you very much for joining our show.
So Ishi, tell us, how long have you and Farida been married?
Coming up to 4 years.
Mashallah. Mashallah. And any babies or?
Yes, alhamdulillah. We've got one newborn. He's about 3 months old. Baby boy Yahya.
Okay. I can hear Yahya in the background. Yeah.
And has Farida as well.
Lovely. Hi, Farida. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Farida.
Hi.
So, Ishi was telling us you guys have been married for 4 years. How was that experience? How has that been for you so far, Farida? Tell me the honest truth. Like, I mean, you came from your parental home.
Save me, guys. Someone save me. It's my opportunity. Cry for help. No, I'm joking. It's been, obviously, I think a lot of people would probably think that 4 years probably isn't that long. We're not really newlyweds, and we're not really kind of long-term married, if that makes sense. But I would say there's been lots of kind of obviously ups and downs, because we've kind of moved through different phases and stages in our lives. So obviously we got married, we were very young, and we were in a place where we wanted to have fun. Then we moved into kind of thinking about settling down with starting a family. So that phase in itself brought about lots of different changes and challenges. But it's been
So tell me something. As you mentioned all these challenges, and you're right, you haven't been married donkey years, but 4 years is a pretty long time to kind of establish the relationship and the rapport with each other. And what I wonder is, how have you managed to preserve or maintain that romance between you and Ishi in the last 4 years?
I think kind of communication and talking with each other very openly has been because we are very much kind of like open books. We know everything about each other. We don't really hide things. I hope not anyway. We don't hide things, and we're quite frank about how what we're thinking and how we're feeling. And that usually has been the most important thing that's brought upon that newfound kind of understanding for each other. And then that in itself kind of refuels our friendship, which then helps our kind of romance because of that foundation of friendship. We kind of constantly
it sounds like you two really sort of emotionally connect, and you do have a strong bond there, and you've developed a good rapport and that over the years. So how did you so you say that you and Ishi really know and understand one another. What sort of strategies did you use to try and understand one another, and through just through conversations? How did you so when you were before you met Ishi, were you two having lots of conversations about each other about in terms of what you need to have a healthy relationship and how he can respond to your emotional needs and vice versa?
I think before marriage, that wasn't really something we both knew about. We were very young, and I think that's something that a lot of people in their early 20s, mid-20s fail to recognize that it's quite important, what it is that you need. They often feel like when they're in a relationship, you put the other person first and that's it, and they completely forget their own needs, which then results in conflict later on. But I think it was probably, I think say the honeymoon phase is probably like 6 months, a year. I think after a year, we realized that we need to kind of talk about where we stand, where we kind of, what we want, making sure we have shared goals, and just talking about the future, talking about how we feel right now, all those kind of questions, key things to help us get back on the right page and kind of on the same path. Because the one thing we noticed is when we don't have the kind of reflective talks is people tend to drift apart and we're not really reflective on your relationship, and that's quite easy to happen, I think.
Definitely, I think you've highlighted that communication is key there. Absolutely, definitely. So one other question for you, do you know what Ishi's love languages? Have you heard of the 5 languages of love?
I think he likes acts of service. So like
breakfast in bed.
I could make him lunch or dinner, and he'll find it really kind of like
sounds like a man to me.
Yeah, a very typical man. Yeah, definitely. Pick up my socks.
I'm glad, because it means he's quite simple, and it's. I think if you have multiple love languages, it can become muddled, because how is the person supposed to know what it is that you feel right now? And I think that's my problem.
Yeah. So Ishi, a question for you. Do you know what her love language is, or what do you normally do to kind of keep her happy and keep that romantic spark alive between the two of you?
I think with Farida, she likes to be, I think it's words of affirmation. No, I don't like.
No, she doesn't. Oh, God. I think we've started a domestic
dispute. Yeah. So, okay, so you feel you're saying she's wrong. So, do you want to correct him?
No. What I mean is, no, okay, let me defend myself. Right? I've noticed because it's like it changes. Yeah, this is kind of different things. So it's active service as well. So she likes gifts and stuff like that as well. But I've noticed, more so than me anyway. She likes the compliments and the reassurance, the caring words, that sort of stuff as well. I'll say that.
Also,
Well, when I said no, I meant I think I have different love languages at different times.
Oh, that's interesting. Tell us more about that.
I don't understand it myself, if I'm honest. Like, one day, if you give me a compliment, I might be like, oh, whatever. Like, you're just saying.
I suppose
but another day, you'd be like, oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's being a female or just changing circumstances with women in general. But I do think women are a little bit more complex with their love language than men.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, and I suppose it depends on just if you're having a good day or a bad day. If you've had a bad day at work, I don't know, and you feel a bit down, you're feeling, you're questioning
I don't think that should impact your love language, right? Because if you are a PDA kind of person or an acts of service person, if you're in a bad mood and your partner or your husband, wife does the love, follows the love language rule through to what you like, that should kind of aid to your mood. So I think women, generally speaking, although I'm a woman too, are just complicated creatures when it comes to love languages.
I think it's down to each individual human. It depends. Like if I'm having a bad day, I've had a bad day at work, and I've had a client who's moaning at me and telling me I haven't done a good job as a mediator, and I don't want to come home and my partner to remind me that actually, you do good, you do well in your role, and as opposed to something else. And my usual love language might be, I don't know, affection. But if I need reminding on a, here and there from time to time, so it just depends. I suppose it depends on phases, circumstances, good day, bad day. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I say something else?
Go on, if you must.
No, I think like just those two questions where my language is a lot more simple and Frida's a little bit more complicated. And I think just for the men, is kind of understanding the needs of women in general, because men are very, very simple-minded. We think in a very simplistic way as well. For us, it's just like A, B, and C, and I mean, without trying to sound sexist or anything, but for women, it's a lot more, complicated than that.
100%, brother.
I think for men, just trying to understand and kind of, showing some patience, and I think making the effort to try and understand your partner and what she needs at what times, and really the biggest thing for men is accepting that they're not like us.
Yeah,
I think a lot of men think, oh, I'm like this, I'm so simple, this is what I want,
and they expect the same from their partner.
And they expect the same thing, but in reality that's not the case, and I think it's just accepting that.
So if I make a statement, I say I think a lot of men lack emotional intelligence. Would you agree?
Oh, that's deep.
Probably, yeah. No, to be fair, I'd say yeah. No, I would. Okay. I think it's maturity as well. I think it's like, it's not just intelligence, because we might know that's the case, but having the maturity to accept that this is how things are and stuff like that.
Yeah, because men, I find, men are more logical thinkers, right? And as women, we're more driven by emotions, more inclined to our emotions. Is that right? And that's how we expect our partners to respond, is to respond to our emotional needs. Whereas I think men are a bit more solution focused, and that's how I see it.
Well, we are almost coming to the end of the show. So before I let you two go, you lovely couple, I want to ask you one question. So obviously, as Frida mentioned previously as well, you've had your highs, you've had your lows, and you've got a lot of things going on. 4 years, settling in with each other, getting to know the in-laws and having a baby, then having to overcome, the struggle of being a new parent, and, the baby being around 24/7, and the feeding, the nappies, the long nights and the works. We all know how that rolls out. What do you guys do to find that moment of romance, or find that moment of, do you have like a sanctuary or some sort of a moment throughout the 24 hours that you're together to say, hang on, let's just reconfirm that we are still married, still in love, and the romance is there? Like, what are you doing as actively doing, should I say, with intent?
So I think once the baby's gone down for his night's sleep, we try and make sure that we do something that we both enjoy, and we both enjoy watching series on Netflix or anything like that. So we'll say, why don't we watch a show for 20 minutes? We put our headphones in, we've got Bluetooth headphones, so we take one ear each, and we just sit and we just watch, and that's 20, 30 minutes. With a newborn, I think is quite where we just had that time together, where we just enjoy something that we used to do before baby, and we just try and kind of keep that going, because that 30 minutes per day or 20 minutes per day, it adds up to a lot of time, and it makes us feel like we've had adult time and quality time together.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad that you two understand the importance of having that quality time, even with a newborn, and just finding that, whether it's like you said 15 or 20 minutes, and you really both make conscious effort on a daily basis to make that time for one another, which is great. But you know what, it was lovely hearing from you two, and I suppose this brings us to the end of our show.
Almost. Thank you for coming
very
on.
much for coming.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
have you again.
And
Take care.
all the best. Take care. Bye.
Right, somebody's doorbell's ringing. Not sure who that is, but that was really interesting. I really enjoyed having them on the show. And it's so lovely to hear such nice things from such a young couple, because I think they're in their late 20s, maybe.
Yep,
late 20s, and normally you wouldn't expect that much common sense from today's day and age in the early or mid 20s, because people are stubborn, people are it's all about self-love, and I love the fact that Frida touched upon the fact that to love somebody and be able to give something to them, you really need to be able to understand yourself as well as an individual, and what you personally require from a relationship and love, and being able to communicate that to one another is so important.
Absolutely, that's why it's important during the dating phase, or when getting to know the phase for a potential partner, that you have these sort of deep, meaningful conversations where you really try and understand one another. And like Farida and Ishi mentioned, that a lot of young couples nowadays don't really think about that, and I think we just get caught up with all the lust and more about married life and what just us and what's it going to be like. But definitely.
Absolutely. But I think it's also important to just keep yourself looking hot, stay well groomed, be spontaneous, touch each other, like get flirty. Don't forget to flirt. Do date nights. Date nights are so important. Everything should not impact your intimacy, your bedroom. Put your spouse first. They should be your priority.
Don't neglect one another.
Never. And alongside having interests that interest each other, also have interests that interest yourself. So you don't have to always do everything together. Have a hobby or something that you're doing together, but plan ahead. And also have your own time, your own space.
It's important. Like we said, it's crucial that you take that time out for yourself, because you need to rejuvenate and
be nostalgic. When you talk about the good old days when you met, I think that really sparks some fireworks off.
Of course.
And finally, my motto: a couple that cooks together stays together. So cook together, guys. Cook together, and just enjoy that meal.
Communicate. I think communication is key, absolute key.
Enjoy that
throughout throughout the relationship, throughout your marriage. Continuous.
So thank you for listening. You've been listening to Tahreem and Hafsa on the Unspoken Taboos. Yet another romantic fueled topic. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Show.
We are going to leave you now with a lovely nasheed called Dua by Ahmed Hussein, and following that there'll be some ads, and keep listening. Stay tuned to Revive
Enjoy
FM
your week.
94.0
we look forward to having listening being back on show next week.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Take care of yourself.
Bye.
ये टूटा दिल न कोई देखे बेदर्दों का ये जहां है जिसे चाहूं उसे ढूंढूं मैं ये मेरे बस में कहाँ है जिंदगी मुझको तूने ही दी है फर्ज मेरा बंदगी तेरी है तू ही मुश्किल कुशा बन के आता है तू बिगड़े का मनाता है तू सदा तू सबका है खुदा तू सुन मेरी दुआ ये टूटा दिल मेरा तड़पता ही रहा है सदा तू सबका है खुदा तू सुन मेरी दुआ ये टूटा दिल मेरा तड़पता ही रहा है सदा मुझे तेरे सिवाय मेरे खुदा कोई और नजर न आए जो तेरे सिवा भटके हुओं को फिर सीधी राह दिखलाए करता हूँ बार बार मैं तो रोके इल्तजा मैं हूँ तुम्हारा मौला मेरी सुन ले इल्तिजा तू मौला सुख देता है जमाना दुख देता है न कोई किसी का यहाँ तू है दिलों का राज
Everyone can now get free rapid COVID-19 tests twice a week. They show your results within 30 minutes. They also show you're doing what you